Good evening, Master. Once again, we are gathered here for another session in one voice, representing the feelings of all the Brotherhoods of Light from different places. In this session, Master, after several sessions, it is important to remember the purpose of our work. We know that after 20-something sessions, many people who are accessing our work through electronic means do not know the true purpose of these communications. So I think it is important to remember the reason why the work has been done, and mainly why Master Tanaka and this fellow channeler were chosen. It is important that we mention this. First of all, we would like to recall the purpose of our sessions. Right from the beginning, our Ascended Masters gave us the mission to inform in detail some concepts about the Christ-like principles, using a more current language and seeking to reach people who already have a certain spiritual knowledge which come from previous lives. These people, whether they are spiritual leaders or people with deeper knowledge, will be awakened and will participate in this group. Or individually, they will plant a seed so that these concepts are multiplied amongst other people. And with this, we will increase the number of people vibrating in an appropriate energy to the Christ-like consciousness. We know that since long ago, people are being prepared to assist in this new age and increasingly seek the collective spiritual evolution of human beings. So let's look at the examples of the two human beings involved in this work. Mr. Koichi Tanaka has had several incarnations, and in the last incarnations, he has acquired spiritual knowledge and has used that spiritual knowledge for the evolution of the human being through the transmission of knowledge, of this Christ-like knowledge to human beings. So his last incarnations were devoted to the dissemination of information related to Christ-like consciousness. In this life, he has established in his reincarnation plan that he would continue the work of dissemination that had been done in other incarnations. From a young age, he has manifested this knowledge through the transfer of energy, of Christ-like energy, which even helped him to heal people. From an early age, through his knowledge, he has used what you human beings refer to as a gift to help people, including the cure of diseases. At one point in his life, by free will and with the consent of his masters, beings of light, just like any human being, he followed his academic life and then went into the corporate world, consequently fulfilling his personal achievements. At a certain moment, with his achievements already fulfilled, we beings of light communicated with Master Tanaka so that he would return to the direction of work, assisting and disseminating Christ-like knowledge. After some reluctance, he changed his way of life and dedicated himself, and has been dedicating himself to the work of disseminating this Christ-like information that consequently assists people in their various spiritual, psychological, and physical problems. As a matter of fact, he is helping people and awakening in them these issues of the spiritual world. Our friend Channel, who we make a point of not disclosing the name because we know of his limitations in the control of his ego, therefore it is important to leave him anonymous, at least for now. He is also a being who in other lives has always been linked to spiritual issues. Actually, he has almost entirely dedicated himself to certain religions. He has made his mistakes and is here with spiritual knowledge of the advanced spiritual world, and struggling to stay away from the temptations of the material world, which have already harmed him a few times in his last incarnations. In his reincarnation plan, he did mention the desire to help people, disseminating his spiritual knowledge, but his life, different from Master Tanaka's, was being guided, intuited by us, beings of light, to obtain the greatest number of experiences in different religions, so that he also had the experience not only in the religions he had had experience in his other incarnations, but also opened his mind to the knowledge of many other religions here in Brazil. Therefore, we directed our friend Channel, who was born in a cradle of the Shinto religion, to open himself to the Catholic world, to the Kardecist world, to experience the religions linked to Umbanda, in addition to having had contact with the Buddhist religion, consequently forming a more open mind, not only focused on a particular concept, on a certain set of dogmas of one religion. This was only possible because he, by his own free will, followed his intuitions. We were intuiting Channel to open more and more to our communications until we were able to join them, Master Tanaka and Channel, in this material world. From there, after a long time of communication between Master and Channel, after many ups and downs, after a lot of mistrust, we were able to perform or organize these sessions. Today we have the ideal situation on the part of our beloved Master and of our friend Channel. Both went through several battles in the material world, both in social issues as well as in family issues and at work. Today they find themselves in an ideal situation for this job. Therefore, both are rather the result of dedication to Christ-like knowledge. They are examples for everyone, in the sense that by listening to your intuitions, or learning to listen to your intuitions, you are directed to properly fulfill the reincarnation plan outlined by each of you for spiritual evolution. That is always, we spirits of light, we will be by your side, transmitting our messages through intuitions, through what you call coincidences. We try to put you in touch with people who can help. Through intuitions, through coincidences, we try to guide you to what was defined in your reincarnation plan. What happens in today's world is that fewer and fewer people are opened to follow their intuitions, to follow our messages. We really must admit that there are interferences in communication caused by beings of the astral world who seek, when the human being vibrates in a lower energy, to interfere negatively in his energy field, to benefit energetically from these human beings. Therefore, it is important that you all understand the mechanism of intuition, understand the mechanism of coincidences in quotation marks, and seek, like Master Tanaka and our friend Channel, to be open to the messages of the beings of light. In order for the messages of the beings of light to be understood and heard more clearly, as we have been repeatedly saying, it is important to have a free mind, an empty mind. The empty mind is very important and greatly facilitates our communications. The easiest way to be able to free the mind, clear the mind, is through meditation and prayer. It is important that this message reaches as many people as possible. Currently, most human beings are unable to empty their minds, even for 5, 10, or 15 minutes during the day. Today, the world occupies the minds of human beings with so much information, which for the most part is superfluous information for their evolution. More and more people are occupying themselves with things that, in our way of seeing, are completely unnecessary. The material world brings almost as a requirement for people to be 100% busy during their hours of activity. Therefore, it is important, and it is up to you human beings with greater clarity of these Christ-like issues, to disclose, to disseminate this important task of emptying the mind through meditation and prayer, and that you follow the intuitions so that we can communicate and send our messages, and that these messages are picked up by the largest number of people. This is our great message for this session. We hope that this message will be sent to as many people as possible. That is our wish. And with that, we end this session, certain that these messages will bring much benefit to the human being of today's world. So be it. Thank God. Thank you so much for everyone's presence. Thank you very much, Master Tanaka. Thank you very much, Channel. We greatly appreciate the presence of all the spirits of light, of all the brotherhoods who formed this session. Thank you all so much.